I got, if everybody here just identify yourself so I can,
My name is Bruce Underwood. I'm the director for Athens Talk and Recycling.
just a second, I'll get. And
Nick Luker, Rumpke Recycling and Waste. Rick Campbell, Waste to Waste Systems.
Jeff Hoover, Operations Waste to Waste System.
I just have to have it for the minutes, that's all. All right, we're here tonight to look at the bids and make a recommendation as to what bid we want to accept. And I asked the city manager to have everybody come to make a presentation and explain their bid, so there wasn't any confusion about council what each person's or each company's bid was. So, someone want to volunteer first? Want to draw straws, flip coins, whatever? Anybody want to go first with their, or anybody want to go second? Anybody want to go last? What? But
Go first, second, whatever, doesn't matter.
I don't care.
okay.
Clockwise it is. Bruce is first. All right, thank you. Good evening. Again, my name is Bruce Underwood. I'm the director for Athens Talk and Recycling. I appreciate the opportunity to put the bid in. My board of directors is very interested in building a relationship with the city of Nelsonville. We've been processing the mixed recycling for several years in partnership with Rumpke. They bring it to our facility for processing. So we're looking to increase that relationship. We're well suited to provide, municipal services. We've been providing City of Athens residential trash and recycling for years, as well as a high university, and again for Hawken College for several years as well. So we definitely have the experience to get a quality service out to the residents of the city of Nelsonville, but also at a good value. I think, both our residential and our commercial pricing are a good value. You guys are right in our back door. We're coming past here every day, and I think that proximity can really speak to our return time, our turnaround times for customer service, for taking care of issues. And I certainly encourage anyone to reach out to anybody we provide service to ask questions about that in particular. In our bid, and I'll get into answer any questions specifically about that, but the recycling, my board really values the recycling part. That's part of our mission as a nonprofit, to encourage recycling and increase landfill diversion. Everyone still needs trash pickup, so that's why we do both. But in this particular bid, we really wanted to encourage that recycling part of it. So it's included in the price for that residential, whether the city does the billing or we do the billing. We just ask that whoever wants recycling, sign up in that process to say, well, I want a 95-gallon trash cart and I want recycling. We'd issue the bin or the cart or whatever they would need. And those pieces are in there as far as how much the cart costs and those types of things. So with that, I won't speak anymore, but we'll answer any questions.
You have online billing, like people in Athens, can they take automatic?
We can do automatic payments. We can do payment over the phone. We can do it through email invoicing. There's a whole host of options we can do.
Is there a charge for that?
And no charge for that. It all costs the same. Of course, we can send paper invoices.
You have enough, residential wise, we have enough carts. If the council decided to require everybody to have a cart, would you have enough carts to be able to deal with that?
We would certainly work with our vendor. Given enough time, we would get those as quickly as we could. Not knowing exactly how many that it is to have it on hand, but we could certainly provide one for everyone in the city if that's what they wanted.
That wasn't in the bid, but one of the things the council's been considering is requiring people to have containers. I don't know that if that'll happen right now or if that'll happen in the future, but that's for everybody. One of the things that's been discussed with the code enforcement officer is trash getting tore around by dogs and things, and there's been some discussion about requiring roll-offs or whatever to defeat that purpose of trash getting. So we wanted to make sure everybody knew that down the line that might be something that the city requires. I don't know that it's going to be right now, but that is in the discussion amongst people that has discussed issues with me, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew that was, and could handle that if that come to that.
Yeah, we welcome the standardization part of that, just because it's easier for our guys if they see our card out, the recognition of that. We offer them in 3 different sizes, 35, 65, and 95 gallon for the trash side. So that gives people some options, whether they want a smaller can or a bigger can or what have you, as well as the recycling carts as well.
And then your bid, that's the same price for all three?
Yes.
Dan, Tony, you got any questions?
No, I'm just looking at some of these minor items right now.
Anybody else got any questions?
Just to clarify, how many cans can folks have currently?
How many cans?
Well, yeah, I mean, is there a limit?
I
thought there was
One,
like-
10?
30 bag limit or some crazy thing.
Actually, I think the bid went up to 7. The first one and then plus 7, I might be mistaken, but I think every bid was the same, you could do up to 7. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I think we all put the same price in there for those different
Yeah.
vehicles.
Gotcha.
7 ought to be plenty, and if not, it's a matter of paying your extra fee for a special. One of the problems we got when we were doing unlimited, people were bringing their cousins and their aunts and whatever's trash into town, and we don't want people bringing trash into town. I mean, actually, I think we're considering writing ordinance against that, but that's one of the reasons we dropped down from 20 or unlimited, and I think we did that with the last contract. But is that your understanding too, Scott?
It is, I just wanted to vocalize it for everybody out there as well. So
Regardless of what vendor gets the contract, it'll be 7 bags or 7 cans or. Okay.
So your recycling, I see, is included in your price.
Correct.
And what kind of containers do you provide for that?
So as the bid specs states, we would give everyone that would sign up for recycling, we would give them a bin if that's what they wanted. But as an alternative, we could also provide one or multiple wheeled carts, just like the trash. Ours are blue. We use blue and gray for trash,
Gotcha.
or gray for trash and blue for recycling. So those are available as well.
Is that like for $2 a month? or-
Correct. All the carts are the same price.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, just for everybody to write down at home, can you give your 3-year pricing, your first year price, your second year price, and your third year price for everybody at home on your bid?
Do you want that with the billing or without the billing first?
With.
With the billing. So year 1 with the billing would be $1,250. Year 2 would be $1,269, and year 3 would be $1,307.
Anybody got anything else?
What's your billing if we do the billing?
It is $1090 for the first year, $1106, and then $1156 for year 3.
I'm good for now.
Who wants to go next?
Okay.
Okay.
Nick Rupert with Rumpke Waste and Recycling. Currently, Rumpke services the majority of Nelsonville residents on Tuesday and Wednesday, with some of them with few on Thursday pickups. Residential curbside is picked up on Tuesday, along with any commercial recycling that we have in the city. Then we take it to Bruce's facility. The commercial waste is serviced Monday through Friday, and also any commercial recycling is picked up on Tuesday. The city has the public drop-off recycling containers, which we were only contracted to do once a week, but with working with the city and the Athens-Hocking Solid Waste District, the Athens-Hocking Solid Waste District paid for 4 months for us to come in and do a second day a week on Fridays, which we did. We found that it actually, it helped, kept things off the ground. We continue that service second time a week at no charge to the city or the solid waste district. The other, I feel Rumpke we've had a great working relationship with the city of Nelsonville, which has taken years to develop, spanning 15 plus years that I've been with Rumpke. Rumpke's been around with the city of Nelsonville. Over these years, Rumpke has seen the city move from franchising the commercial and residential work, where that used to be done separately, to where now it franchises everything together. We've seen the implementation of curbside recycling, public drop-off boxes. We've extended contracts. Rumpke, we lost the contract once over a lower rate, and we kept wanting it back the next time it was bid. And I feel Rumpke's come back even stronger and had an even better. Our relationship has gotten stronger with that. I feel we've given a great service to the city, both for the trash and the recycling. And we look forward to continuing that relationship with the city. That's all I've got, unless you guys have some questions.
So, curbside recycling is an additional $4 a month
Yes, sir.
per customer? And $3 per container?
Yeah, if you want it over it. And I could run down the pricing.
Yeah,
If
go
you'd
ahead, I'm
like.
writing them down to make a chart for all the other council members.
The first year, this is Rumpke doing the billing. First year, we held the pricing the same at $14.03, and the recycling went to $4. The second year is $14.38, and the recycling at $4.10. Third year, $14.74, and the curbside recycling at $4.20.
Sorry, the third year was what again?
For trash was $14.74, and the curbside recycling at $4.20.
Okay, was the city doing the billing?
With the city doing the billing, $12.95 for the trash, $4 for the curbside recycling for year one. Year two, $13.27 for trash, $4.10 for curbside recycling. Third year, $13.61, and $4.20 for the curbside recycling.
Anybody got anything else?
There's some questions out here, but it applies to all of them, so if it's okay, I'll just wait.
Go ahead. Well, we can go ahead and ask Nick right now, then we'll go back to Bruce on that question.
Sure, they want to know what the scheduling / fees procedures for picking up a mattress, box springs, couches, furniture, the big items like.
If, and I see that's Greg, I'm regulating some stuff, it'll be continuing the same. On that, the special rubbish items, we have it as $5 on that, so you would call in, you call in the customer service, the 1-800 number to Rumpke, and let them know your account or your address, and then the driver would know, and then we pick it up.
Okay. What's your large item cost, Bruce?
It's the same at $5. I will mention that there's no need to schedule it. The crews would just get it there, and they would document that and bill accordingly to that particular account at that address.
So that brings up an interesting problem though, because if somebody drops their mattress in front of their neighbor's house, I mean, I know I'm putting all mine in front of Dumpy's house, right? And he's gonna get the bill for that, so.
We've certainly run into that before, and so all our trucks have iPads in there, so they'd be taking pictures of all large items for documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we already have.
Actually, I get so
Three
much
different
stuff
services.
dumped on my corner, I wouldn't mind, I just. I
He
just,
had to drop stuff in that corner behind Greg's house.
yeah, I probably would just pay the bill and glad it got gone.
Now, is yours, your special pickup, does that go up every year as well?
No, that's a flat rate.
I mean, it's a good for all 3 years, is what he's saying.
Yes, yes.
Nick, is yours good for all 3 years?
No, it goes up.
Ours is, there's an increase on the large item. It goes, $5, to $5.13 to $5.26.
Good kid, yeah. We're gonna, after we go through residential, we're gonna go back to commercial to compare commercial prices, but we're doing residential first, and then we'll go back around and compare to commercial to see what changes there are. So Nick, you got anything else you wanna?
No, actually, yes, to clarify, and we did put this in our bid, we have up to 20 bags, because if you go in, we're not gonna leave, if somebody's got 8 bags, we're not gonna just pick up 7 bags and go on, with it. It's for documentation purposes for a driver, we wanna get a driver out as fast as we can.
I see a bunch of bags out sometimes, it's like, man, how do they generate that much garbage in 1 week?
Trust me. Thought the same, but you don't want to, we don't want to leave stuff.
Right.
Well, one thing that I did, and I will say you were right, we took carpet out of my house because we found out we had hardwood floors. And basically, we bagged the carpet up and we cut it up, put it in bags, and I didn't pay anybody to take the carpet away. It was just part of my trash because I got it into a bag, and that has been nice. And we took up every piece of carpet in my house because we found hardwood floors, and we thought we don't want carpet anymore. So that is something that I did appreciate, being able to, if I could get it in the trash can, you guys would haul it.
I can interact, Scott.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the wrapping a mattress, I'm not sure if you guys, if Waste Away and I'm talking the same way with it, but
Protect the driver.
it's purely.
It's also federal regulation. There's no
And,
getting around it.
and a mattress needs to be, anything that has that's upholstered, it needs to be wrapped or bagged. I mean, it is for the protection of the driver.
Oh, yeah. It's all stained up.
Hate to do it, but you gotta protect the employees.
I set a mattress out, and I think I went to Walmart and I got a mattress cover for like $8.75 or something like that. It was a lot cheaper than me trying to drag that mattress to the dump, whatever.
I don't have anything else for you.
You guys wanna go?
Yeah, Rick Campbell with Waste Away Systems. First of all, Waste Away Systems appreciates the opportunity to submit a bid proposal for the city of Nelsonville. We've been treated very cordially here, and we appreciate that. Sometimes trash people are kind of looked down upon, but we all serve an essential service, I believe, and so we appreciate everyone's courtesy and
I
cooperation.
thank you for putting the bid in, even there's gonna be 2 people who don't get the bid, but I thank everybody for taking an interest when you're sitting in this chair here, the more bids you get, the better off you are. And I thank you for your interest, and I think the whole city of Nelsonville thank you for your interest.
Well, thank you. This was a very extensive bid package. As Bruce and Nick will testify to, there's a lot of moving parts in this bid package. Price is obviously one aspect, but there's a whole lot of other elements that were requested in the bid specifications. Hopefully everyone has had an opportunity to read our proposal package. Therefore, so I'm not redundant on anything. I know I had a couple of council members request, electronic versions sent to them. Um, on a couple of points that's brought up on the trash, our policy with residential trash, it's unlimited. Like what Nick says, 7-bag limit, you leave 8, you're just gonna have to pick it up next week. Usually we run into this is with yard waste, with leaves and stuff like that. Somebody puts out 10 bags of leaves in our policy, or somebody buys only 9, we're gonna leave the bag, because we're still gonna have to pick it up next week. And these drivers are very good at determining if someone's doubling up, or something's out of the abnormal, or someone's running a business out of their house, because the waste stream is not gonna be typical to what average residential is. With the bulk items, we allow, and this is standard procedure everywhere we go, you're allowed 1 bulk item a week at no extra charge. And very rarely do we run into more than 2 at a time, because it's usually 1, and that pretty much covers about everything. With the exception, if someone throws a hot tub out to the curb, well, we gotta do different things on that. But in most cases, we're talking the mattresses, the recliner chair, kitchen table, something like that, it goes in the truck. Because we're using rear-load systems like these guys do, so it's not that big of a deal. A lot of this bid package talked about the streets and talked about the congestion on the streets. Jeff and I have spent parts of 2 different days going through every street here in town, and it is some of the areas are real congested. And the specification package referred on numerous occasions to single axle trucks. Now, Waste Away has single axle trucks. They're not smoke and mirrors. They're not a figment of our imagination. They actually do exist. We converted these about 3 years ago. That's the single axle Packard, and there's the fleet. These 9 in the middle are single axle. Actually, this picture's a little dated. They're actually that 2 more, so we have 11 in there. So we can more, we can more and fulfill that requirement as far as minimizing wear and tear on the streets, minimizing obstruction to the streets.
One of the reasons we have a franchise is, or we have a licensing of one hauler is, if we didn't, we would have 15 haulers in here and on 15 different days. So that is one of the reasons. One of the reasons we decided to have a franchise.
Well, our alleyways, some of our trash pickup is in alleyways, we gotta actually look at that. For front street.
Actually, I believe in this bid that unless there's no other option, you have to use the front.
That's
So,
correct.
yeah, so some of our alleys.
Yeah.
We only saw one street that really frightened us, and I can't remember the name. It
It's
is
not
straight-
Main Street.
it's
that's
straight up
off
the
the
hill.
Franklin.
And
Stevie
people
Street.
can't even park in front of their
And the
house.
name of it's Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, that one, you find it talking about, oh, that one. Yeah, oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I said, you better have good air brakes on that truck.
Well, they keep the roads clear up there.
Hey, you guys did a wonderful job.
But we convert to single axle for a lot of reasons, and they're very efficient trucks, which, as far as fuel and maintenance and stuff, which helps us keep our costs under control. And, so it fits right into what the city of Nelsonville was looking for as far as the type of vehicle that they would like to see on their city streets, right?
Yeah, as you notice, we have some serious issues with ruts, and that's just years of neglect.
Let's say, a garbage truck is a commercial vehicle. Garbage truck is heavy.
Right?
But these only weigh 26,000 pounds. What's the standard dually room?
Dolly, oh man, that's up to be 32,000.
40,000.
32.
So I'm not gonna kid you and say that these don't have a footprint on your streets. It just minimizes.
Right, so, yeah, we're hoping to fix our streets and our infrastructure, and everything that's making it all collapse.
Well, they're nice and clean. We drove around a little bit before we came in. I mean, my God,
That's that guy in the back.
somebody did a fantastic job.
I even saw the city
You
manager.
gotta swell his head up now.
I even saw the city manager this morning at 7.
So did you folks get a chance to look through our package?
Yes, we did, we've all got.
It pretty much capsulizes who we are and what we're about.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all received it, we've all briefly went through it, and I think we're here tonight to ask any questions that we might have on the
Okay.
proposal, so. But yeah, I mean, we thank each and every one of you guys for bidding on this.
Jeff and I can answer any questions you might have.
Well, so I can get all the other councilmen the chart, I need to go through your pricing on both city billing and you billing.
Okay, on the, proposal one, which is the company doing the billing on residential. First year, $13.95. Optional recycle, $5.
$275 for the car rental. The second year is $14.25. With cart rental or recycle would be $5.50. Cart rental stays at $275.
Then the third year is $14.55 and $6 on the recycle. Cart round remains the same. Then on proposal number 3, city doing the billing. First year $13.70, recycle $5.
Yeah, second year is 14 for residential. It's $5.50 for the recycle.
And then third year, it's $14.30 and $6 on the recycle. Cart rental remains the same through all of it. It's all $275. It never changes.
Your first year of city, city doing the billing was what?
It was $13.70.
I ended up writing down 1570, and your second year was what?
14.
14 was 550, and then 1430 was $6, correct?
Yes, the third year. Yes.
Large items, but large items are included.
Yeah,
One,
you get
one a week are
There's
included.
no extra charge. Yeah.
I think the last thing we need to discuss on the residential is that we've been wanting red of the dumpsters out on the lot. I think they are painting our bottoms.
Well, we're gonna have to go with curbside recycling.
Well, I think that I've talked to almost everybody on council, and their desire is to go to curbside and do away with the dumpsters.
So now it's for the city.
I don't think anybody wants to, so that needed discussed. Now, do we want to move on to commercial rates?
No, I want to ask
Oh, go
a
ahead.
question though, so, what's your charge for the recycle bins? Is it the $275 as well, or
No, the recycle bins were included with the recycling.
with the $6 and the $5.55?
Are they roll-offs or
Yeah, we got 64-gallon containers.
64-gallon containers are included in that price?
Yes.
That's good to know, because that's,
Does anybody know what the percentage of people that recycle?
All I can tell you is that stuff out there, and I don't even know if it's all from Nelsonville residents, because I've seen some non-residents actually dumping their stuff out there. But those overflow.
and it's not all recycled. We're getting,
A little bit of garbage in there.
yeah, we're getting garbage and we just think if you bring trash to someone's front yard, they're probably gonna call the police. And we don't sit on them 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think we've got abused, and that's one of the reasons most people want out of it and would rather go to, and we have a lot of people on fixed incomes that might not want to recycle. Or I'm one of them. I don't care what it costs, I'm not playing with my trash. You know, I'm gonna set it out there, if somebody else wants to come by and recycle it, they want something out of it, I don't care. Knock on the door, I'll tell them to take anything that's sitting out there. But there's other people that want to recycle, and I think we've gotten a problem with these dumpsters. So we have to look at what we can do to,
I think recycle's optional, so,
yeah,
but, you know, so if they wanna recycle, they can order the recycling. But yeah, we definitely need to get rid of these out here, because it's just, it's an eyesore, even when they're empty, it's just not a look that you wanna see when you pull into the city building.
it also is a problem with pulling them. When you pull them, you're blocking the fire department for a while. So we really aren't I don't think there's too much interest in doing anything other than curbside.
Mhm.
And we also have, the Roger Bales has told us that there's a chance we can get some money on some grants if we go to curbside, so we're probably gonna get it. I would say it's 100% chance that we're going to curbside. Would you? There might, no, one of the things when you're a council person, you sit around and get the feel for how somebody wants things, and I'm almost gonna say positively that's where it's going, because that's what people want, so. Do we wanna move to commercials, discuss commercials?
Mhm.
All right, you wanna go first on your commercial, right?
You want me to read them all up? There's a bunch of them. I mean, for all of us, I mean, I can if you want, I just don't know, I mean, do you have any particular questions?
I'm probably gonna have to put a spreadsheet out for every council person, because it's going to be, what we did as a committee, we said we would, one of the reasons for the wide open bid package, we said we would bid everything out, get prices, and let full council make the decision on the contract. And I don't know how else to do it unless I just write them all down and do a spreadsheet for everybody and send it to them.
I have no objection if you wanna make copies of mine.
Yeah, ours is already provided in a spreadsheet.
Yeah, and I think we have all that with your quotes here. So,
Just because it's broken down for rear load, uncompacted trash, compacted trash, rear load, dumpster recycling for commercial. So there's a lot of, and then there's the roll-ups as well, so there's a lot of information in there that in our bid packet, we put in a spreadsheet form, so. And I can send a digital, like a spreadsheet, make it easier on you.
Do you guys wanna do that, or anybody wanna explain take the opportunity to explain their pricing?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, we got all this information right here, I mean, we can just forward it on to.
I didn't have time to pick up my laptop, I had to leave the doctor's office and get here, and I had to go to Andrews so she could have my car and all that stuff.
Reload, compact waste, I mean, yeah, it's all right here in the closing attachment.
Well, I mean, once full council gets to look at it, I mean, if there's any questions beyond
If
that.
any of you, if any of you want to, I don't know, any of you want to make an explanation of your commercial prices, I wanna give you the opportunity, I guess.
No, on ours, everything's included, the rate includes the container and includes the maintenance on the container. So we're not sure that's the same with these guys, so.
Ours is the same way. Most all of our containers are front load for the businesses. I mean, the front load containers are shorter than what the rear load containers are, so you can get the corral door shut.
Yeah, ours, I mean, it's pretty standard pricing, and there's a few details like, you know, if they've got extra, or they require special pickup, that pricing, those details are in there as well.
Yeah, so see, so everybody's got their stuff broken down right here on the clarifications.
All right, committee-wise, you wanna have a discussion on city doing the billing or company doing the billing?
I know Taylor is very eager to do it, because it's extremely easy to do with our software.
So then there you have it.
Well, unless somebody doesn't pay, and then the city has to pay that customer. And I don't know if $1,500 a month or $1,600 a month is worth that risk.
Well, I guess the other piece of that pie also is, to bring back up the discussion for water and trash together on landlords.
Landlord's supposed to pay for it anyway.
Well, they are, but we have no way of enforcing that.
Yes, we do. It's on our city code that,
We do.
the actual owner of the property has to have the trash service in their name.
Right, but we know that we have people call regularly, and Becky has to do her thing, where it's not in the people's name, and they didn't know, for whatever reason, and we are fleecing up landlords, where if we tied it to the water bill, and then we had the water bill in the landlord's name and did away with the tenants, that would just clean that up. I mean, I don't really have a dog in the fight either way.
Oh, we have to figure out something on the water as far as in the landlord's name.
The last,
Also to help protect them as well. But
the other thing I want to know, the last time we talked about this, like, not the last contract, 2 contracts ago, Mr. Hunter gave us opinion that we better not do it. It's going to be a problem legally. Can you discuss that with him?
Sure can.
And
Yeah,
make-
'cause
and
I know
make- and
that-
make sure everybody knows whether, because I got some questions like, federal law controls shutting people's water off.
Mm-hmm.
So what they send their water bill in and don't send their trash bill?
That's a good question. I think Lancaster could probably answer some of them because they do a utility bill. And I know other places I've lived around the world it's that way, but specifically, I can't answer your question because I don't know the answer.
And everybody will have to know that we won't be able to put that price at the low. We're gonna have to add a certain amount of money to that price. So to the customer, it'll make no difference whether the company does the building or the city does the building.
Correct.
Because it's gonna be, there's no way we can take the risk of trash not being paid. The risk that you take when you do your own billing, the city would be assuming that risk, so that you would have to eat those costs, so.
Basically, if you wanna figure out a way to get it done, he could prove the way to make sure that the monies are going in the correct place and you're not taking trash money and putting it against water money and water money against trash money. If Taylor thinks they can do it and the software plan works, and they can come up with a formula and a way to kind of protect ourselves against policies and procedures against people not paying their trash bill, I mean.
Well, that's why I said I'd want Hunter to opine on it before we make a decision.
yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science. This has been done before, so we don't need to reinvent the book. We just need to.
And plus, it would take
see what other
a
people-
load of phone calls off these guys. My God.
So, yeah, because you gotta look at how many customers there are, what it costs for them to actually mail out, so what it actually costs them per month per customer. We're already sending out stuff, so
Yeah, it's already going out every month.
we need to just figure out how we incorporate that, and what kind of fee would we have to put on that?
Yeah, I really would be speaking out of place if I answered for Taylor. I know he's talked about it.
What?
It's a couple bucks, $2 or $3. I don't remember the exact amount, but and that's just to cover the admin cost.
The only objection I'm gonna have is if the admin cost ends up being more than what the company will do it for.
Yep, sounds like it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, that's common.
clearly it wouldn't make
If
any
it's a
sense.
wash to the customer, and Mr. Hunter says it's legal and we can do it and all that, I'm kind of, whatever everybody wants to do. But if it ends up costing the customer more money, because the city's gonna do the building, and we're gonna try to do a tax on that and raise some more money, well, then I'm not for it.
No, clearly. It makes no sense to do that.
Yeah, so,
So basically, you're talking about $1.08 difference between, them doing the billing or versus us doing the billing. Let's see, that was just one example.
I think it runs from $1.08 to $1.60. I already looked at it.
Yeah, the biggest thing is
So,
the
yeah, so
postage.
if we're looking at $2 a freaking,
We're already sending it out.
Yeah, we have to
yeah.
send the postage no matter what.
but if
Plus,
we're,
this'll reiterate that everybody has to have. Everybody has to have trash.
right, but
a
if
lot
we're
of
gonna
people have
charge
water
a
that don't have
$2 fee, and we're only, it's only costing
There's a
us.
lot of people that don't have trash.
They waited on Big Trash Day, my understanding from the past that we didn't do this past year
Yeah.
because of COVID. And I'm pretty sure, what was it,
No.
20 cans in 2 days last time, 20 of the big roll-offs?
The last time it was done, I believe it was 14 40-yard roll-off boxes.
And that was Rocky Boots paying for it.
Yeah.
People were
That
saving
was a-
trash up and throwing it away,
That was
Correct.
only a 4-hour period.
so.
Well, the other thing about that is, I don't understand, if you could put 20 bags out, why you needed to save it.
Because for some reason or another, they thought that they were, I don't know.
I don't think we educated people enough that
So that's
over the
why-
years, Nelsonville's had great trash contracts, whether it's been Rumpke, whether it's been Brandon, whatever, we've had great trash contracts. And people have benefited by having that contract. And if you can get it in a trash can or you can get it in a trash bag, all you gotta do is set it out there.
Man, I don't know how people generate that much garbage in 1 week.
Don't hurt yourself thinking about it. Cause it's not going.
I'm gonna go count your bags.
So,
We haven't figured it out yet either.
if I could ask the committee if you're interested, so I talked to Dan Piper, and what he's able to do, if we're interested in doing it, is putting out a survey for everybody on social media. It's very informal, but it kind of gets the feeling of what people want. We could refer in the survey back to this meeting, so everybody would know exactly where to go to watch all the presentations, and then just to get like a rough feel for what the city wants.
Time frame.
We could do it between now and Monday's meeting.
Well, that's good. What I'm looking at is, if there's a change in carriers, then we got a April 1st start date, so.
I'd like for, if you guys are able to, make
I
a
mean,
decision by Monday.
Yeah, we ought to be.
Yeah.
We ought to be, moving as quickly as we can but if you can do that by Monday, by the council meeting, that'd be good.
That's what I was just texting Dan about a second ago. He's watching. So that's what we're gonna do, is just put it out there, link everything back to this video here, so people can, if they missed the meeting to hear everybody's presentations, they can click on it, watch it again, forward, backward, hear something again, and it's got everybody's prices, and so forth. There's lots of folks up there very happy with the service we have now. If I'm talking frankly in terms of complaints, really the only complaints that I've had from Rumpke peoples during, not Rumpke's folks, but our people, is during construction when R&R pipeline was just all over the place and not very communicative in terms of where, they were just moving so much, it was hard to keep up with them. And folks, trash would get missed, but that's not necessarily Rumpke's fault. So,
That stuff
Yeah, they had
getting
streets
moved,
closed
getting
off. It was crazy.
displaced.
Well, you always get that one, I've been at this 22 years, you always get that one driver, and everybody tries to work with people and not fire them right off the spot, but you always get that one driver that you start him in and he's cutting corners here and there and causing you problems, and you try to work with him. And you understand that because you got money in training people, and that that one driver ends up going away eventually. That's been my experience. And I think we had, not only with Rumpke, with other carriers in the past, we've had that trouble where, people got skipped or whatever, but you're always gonna have complaints, it's how you deal with them. I mean, how people deal with them, so, I mean.
and then some of the other discussion, just for everybody's awareness, is the cans. We've talked about in these bids where the cans are out on the street now. One of the things we're looking at is possibly stickers for those folks that are an exception to that rule. For example, somebody's handicapped possibly, or that's one half of it. The other half has nothing to do with these guys. It has everything to do with our ordinance where trash cans are. And for example, Pleasant View. There's nowhere for people to put their cans. So the thought is maybe having a designated area at the front and the back of Pleasant View for everybody to store their cans, but they have to purchase a sticker that will be good for a year. That way we know a different color or whatever, like an annual permit, just to ensure that we know who's legitimately for you guys and for us. It's also a recertification that it's still a problem for the handicap folks. So our handicap signs, we have people come in, you know, it doesn't cost them anything to renew their handicap sign, but we have them come in every year just to make sure that there's still a need for that sign.
Well, yeah, Pleasant View's a good example, because there's hardly any room to park cars on that damn street.
I've heard.
I wanna make something plain in the bidding process. Is that for everybody watching, as long as people can demonstrate the ability to take the job, demonstrate that they have the equipment, and put the bond up, we're obligated not to take the lowest bid, but the best bid. And, that'll be council's decision, but when that decision is made, it's not, we don't eliminate anybody because somebody don't like this person or somebody don't like that person. We have to consider their bid and say that's the best bid for the city of Nelsonville. So I know that regardless of who you are in business, somebody can have a rub against you, but our criteria is to look, does the person have the equipment? Do they have the ability to put the bond up? And do they, do they have the wherewithal to do the contract? And if those answers are yes, we eliminate nobody from the bid process. So I just, I mean, we try to be as fair as possible, and we try to do, I think everybody sitting here and all councils are going to try to make the fairest decision for the citizens of Nelsonville that they can. Again, I thank everybody for their bid. Anybody got anything else?
Yes, well, when the council meeting's next Tuesday,
Next Monday.
next Monday, would you want us in attendance for that, or will it be all virtual?
We have so many people, you'll probably have to attend virtually if you want to attend.
You can phone
Because
in.
we ain't allowed to have so many people in this room.
Send you guys links, you can phone in. If there's any questions the other council members ask, they can ask you directly.
Because
You can respond to
we'll
them.
have 4 more council people in this room, plus the,
Scott can send you out a link to the meeting.
Thank you.
was that a good answer, Scott? I probably should let you answer it, but.
No, that's fine. So that'd be Monday the 8th at 7.
Yes. We'll try to put you guys in front of the agenda.
Yeah. Tony, can you do that with Susan, have her put?
Sure. It'll be first.
Thank you.
After we say the pledge and take roll.
Now, so Nick, I just want to put it out there. There's gonna be a couple girls upset if you don't get the contract, because, apparently your trash guy, they sit out for him on Wednesdays.
Well, that's a good thing. We don't, just remember.
Put that out there. So,
That's good.
I'm not gonna say their names because they would kill
Well, I'm glad they're pulling for us.
me. Not for reasons you think. All right.
We have anything else? I better call in and tell her to pick me up. We're gonna adjourn at 8:50.
Have a good day.
Thank you.